Hi everybody and welcome to Dietitian with the Dietitian. Today we're going to talk about Super Bowl Sunday. As you can see, I am a Patriots fan and this is one of the most exciting of all sporting events. So I want to show you how you don't have to eat like a lineman and you can root for your favorite team in style. What makes me in a position to be able to do this with you? Well, my name, for those of you who are new to my channel, let me first say welcome. I always give a big shout out to all my patients at Mass General, to MathWorks, and for those in my private practice. And let me introduce you. I am Debbie Kravitsky. I've been a registered dietitian for over 35 years. I currently am the Director of Nutrition at Mass General Hospital's Cardiovascular Disease Prevention Center. I have a private practice. I consult with many corporations, and I've been featured in national publications such as Harper's Bazaar and Family Circle. I have also appeared in television. It gives me great joy to present to you accurate, current, evidence-based nutrition information so that I can help you to reach your dietary goals. Together, we will shop, we will cook, and I will navigate the way. So let's get started. Let me share with you some unbelievable facts about Super Bowl Sunday. And let me also tell you that the reason why I am such a huge sports fan is because of all of the lessons that you take into life that you can learn from these players on the field. Their work ethic, their belief that they are in the moment, that they are present. Have you ever watched a game and said, I would think that this is over. This one mistake, blew the whole thing. This game is over. Or we're so far down in the score, how could we ever come back? Athletes don't think like that. They seem to have a short-term memory. What they do excel in is being present in the minute. And I think that also pertains to how we need to eat and how we need to manage stress, that you can't worry about the past, what's already happened. You can't really think about the future. You have to stay present in the moment. And that's exactly what I want you to do for eating. I want you to be present in the moment so that you know what it is that you're eating. Because we tend to eat to the pace of the game. And if you're eating to the pace of the game, then you can be going blah, 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 and you have no idea what you just ate. So I want you to take a breath and make sure that you're present in the moment. I'm going to show you some interesting facts. Number one, do you have, and first of all, if you are here on the live stream, let me just sign in. The beauty of a live stream is that I am going to be able to, if you talk to me, I can see you, and I'm going to be able to be with you live in the live stream, I'm hoping. Most of the time, just so you know, most of the time I am with my daughter, and she is my filmmaker at this. Oh, here we go, but look at. But no one is here. I'm doing the live stream live, but I can see anybody who's here. If you are here watching, definitely please give me the thumbs up. Let me know that you are here. And during the live stream, I'm going to be checking to see if you have any questions or comments. I'm going to see them, and I will be able to answer you live. The beauty of a live stream is that it is interactive. So let's get started. Number one. Do you know, and let me know if you do, have any idea when there are two occasions when most heart attacks tend to happen? They happen to be one with shoveling. In my area of the country, I can tell you it's freezing out. Anybody who's had a heart event or has heart issues, please, you have given the pass that you do not, I don't want you to shovel. It's just like creating a perfect storm. The cold, the stress on your muscles, it just creates a perfect storm. So no shoveling for you. Also, the second most heart attacks happen after a Super Bowl. It's unbelievable that when we are stressed, we create a fight or flight response, and it definitely increases risk for heart disease. For a heart event, excuse me. So make sure that you breathe, that you realize that this is a game, and that that your life is is balanced and full. But having said that, if anybody's been to my house, they understand that we get pretty riled, pretty excited. Let me know if that's the case in yours. Also, let me know if you are having a party or if you are going to a party, and things that you might be eating during your watching of the Super Bowl. When you root for a team and your team loses, it has much more of an impact than just the loss of the Super Bowl. Those whose team loses the next day tend to eat 16% more saturated fat than the fans whose team won. They tend to eat 9% less saturated fat. So it's a win-win for those who win. But now you know, so you can, once you know this power, then you can be much more mindful, be present in the moment, and you don't have to fall prey to that. During the game, the average person, this might surprise you, consumes 1,200 calories from snacking on things like potato chips, tortilla chips, pretzels, popcorns, and nuts. So it doesn't even include the extra 2,400 calories that people eat from the chicken wings, the pizza, the nachos, and the beer. So let's take a look a little closer so you don't have to be one of these stats, these statistics, and let me show you that I love popcorn. It's a whole grain. You can air pop it, you can pop in the microwave, you can even buy some of these bags. Just be mindful of how much you're eating. But how cute is this? Who wouldn't love this? This puts you in the mood and you're eating healthy. So having popcorn is a great snack for you to have. The number one, if you have any idea, let me know if you can guess. I'm going to keep checking what the number one snack is for people, or the number one thing served at the Super Bowl and at Super Bowl parties, and that is chicken wings. Now I want you to think about chicken wings for a minute. Where is a lot of the fat in the chicken? Absolutely right. It is in the skin. So if you take a little piece of meat and you cover it with as much fat as you possibly have, now you have a chicken wing. So this is going to be calorie dense, and be mindful of this, because the National Chicken Council, yes, there is such a thing, in 2018 estimates that Americans will eat 1.35 B as in billion chicken wings. Is that incredible? In chicken wings during Super Bowl weekend, as the New England Patriots battle the Rams for the Lombardi Trophy. The figure is up 2% from the year before, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's actually an extra 30 million wings from the 2016 report. It's incredible. It is steadily growing, and what it means is to visualize how many wings 1.35 billion wings are, and I don't normally read, but these statistics, I want to make sure I get them right. If 1.35 billion wings were laid end to end, it would stretch from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to Georgia, the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, Georgia, to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, almost 80 times. It would go from here to there almost 80 times. That's incredible. If 1.35 billion wings, ready? It's enough to circle the earth almost 3 times. That's mind-blowing. Weighing in at about 166.25 million pounds, 1.35 billion wings would weigh 338 times more than the combined weight of all 32 NFL teams. And you know that some of these are big boys, and that is incredible. And that's what we eat. It's also enough chicken to put 625 wings on every seat in all 32 NFL stadiums. That's incredible across the country. This is how many chicken wings that we eat on Super Bowl weekend. Eating 2 wings a minute, it'd take an NFL player 1,265 years, 80 days, 7 hours, 12 minutes to eat all these wings. Or in other words, it would take a really long time. Each buffalo wing, here's your nutrition side note, accompanied with some blue cheese dip will provide 220 calories. So if you eat a dozen of these, which you know, anybody knows that if you're starting to eat wings, you don't stop, particularly if you're eating the pace of the game, and you can down them like without ever realizing or being mindful or present in the moment that you ate them. So if every dozen wings with some dip, you've consumed 2,640 calories, and I haven't even given you one chip or dip. That's, you can see how this adds up fast, and where do you see where I'm heading here? The Super Bowl is expected to be the busiest day for pizza sales. Pizza Hut says it's its busiest day. It's expected to sell more than 2 million pizzas just from Pizza Hut alone during the game. Domino's, not to leave them out, is reporting 12 million slices of pizza will probably be ordered and eaten on game day. And according to the Huffington Post, a slice of pizza from Domino's large pizza is about 7 inches long. So if you line those 11 million slices end to end, it's the length of 21,388 football fields. And here's your nutrition side note. Each slice of cheese pizza will deliver 240 calories. It's going to be easy if you eat 4 slices for you to get to 1,000 calories just from the pizza alone. 22 million plus, according to the snack food, and almost 2 million people are going to be watching this game. 22 million plus, according to the Snack Food Association, is what they're going to be eating. 11.2 million pounds of chips will be consumed, 4 million pounds of pretzels, 3.8 million pounds of popcorn. Clearly, they got my gist. They just didn't know that I told you also to be mindful and to watch portion size. And 3 million pounds of nuts will be consumed on game day. This is big eats, big business, big game. So I want you to take it back, because what's a chip without a dip? The California Avocado Consumption Board estimates 12 million pounds of avocados will be purchased during Super Bowl week and on Super Bowl day. 8 million plus pounds of guacamole will be consumed on game day. And each serving, here's your nutrition side note, each serving of 1 ounce of chips, a half a cup of guacamole, 260 calories. Guacamole, avocado, a healthy fat, yet it is still a fat. And fats are the most concentrated source of calories that we have. If you had switched to look at one of my videos on Memorial Day or on 4th of July by taking, and look at, they are game ready, that if you took Joseph's pocket breads and you opened it up, so instead of 1 pocket you had 2 flat halves, and you cut this into either 8ths or 16ths, and you put it in your oven for 10 minutes at 350, actually maybe 5, it will crisp up. When it comes out, take it out, spray it with spray butter, and then sprinkle it with everything but the sesame seasoning from Trader Joe's, and you will have a delicious, hi, it looks delicious. Thank you. It is delicious. I'd love you to have some popcorn. I'm so glad you are here. Thank you. And you will have a delicious tortilla chip. Only 16 of your chips will only be 60 calories. You could have it with salsa for 10. So instead of 260 calories from guacamole and tortilla chips, not that they're not healthy, they are. It's just that they're going to add up fast in terms of calories and therefore your waste. So if you switch to making your own tortilla chips with the Joseph's pocket bread and from Trader Joe's, everything but the bagel sesame seasoning, then you're going to do this with salsa. You're going to go from 260 down to 60, and you ate 16 chips. So it's a great way that will make a substitution that will be both delicious and heart healthy and allow you to enjoy the game without compromising your goals. Washing down this food is also essential. 51.7 million cases of beer are expected to be consumed during the Super Bowl. Consumption of 325.5 million gallons of beer are enough beer to fill an Olympic swimming pool 2,000 times. That's a lot of beer. And don't leave out the soda. People drink a lot of soda on Super Bowl Sunday. Actually, one of the PepsiCo will be having Little John this year, featured in their ads, and I wonder if Lil Jon knows that every 20-ounce bottle of Pepsi will deliver 17 teaspoons of added sugar. And if he drank just four bottles of Pepsi, that he would be having 70 teaspoons. That's right. Hold on to your feeling and say it out loud, because it's staggering to think that this person would drink 70 teaspoons, it's hurting my feelings to say, of sugar just from that, without having any refreshments or anything else. Is the seasoning high? Is not high in sodium at all. So it's a great choice to have. It's loaded full of taste, full of flavor. I have to tell you that actually for me, when I have it, it actually tastes a little salty. So I think for what I would recommend is just using a very little bit. It is low in sodium. It's 80 milligrams of sodium, and 140 by definition is low sodium. So the Trader Joe's everything but the bagel sesame seasoning is low in sodium, packed full of flavor. But where it does taste a little salty to me, I just go lightly on it. Use the spray butter as a glue for that seasoning, and you and your guests will be delighted. My pleasure. I'm so glad you're joining in. Thank you for being with me on the live stream. It's so great when people are here watching, because it makes a live stream so much more interesting and much more fun. Let me tell you that with all the excitement and excessive intake, it's no wonder that according to a survey done last year by Workforce Institute, that they estimated, ready for this, with all that eating and with all that packed full of emotions, that it's estimated that 13.9 million Americans will call in sick on the Monday after the Super Bowl. If any of you from Mass General are watching, I'm going to be there. I will not call in sick. But just so you know, 13.9 million will. And some other reports have estimated even more. They say 1 in 10 will skip work on the Monday after the Super Bowl, and that 16.5 million Americans will skip. 10.5 have already called in sick ahead of time. Can you imagine? I feel the flu coming on in 2 weeks. And another 7.5 million will show up late on the Monday after the Super Bowl. As high as 20% of employees between the ages of 18 to 34 say they may not go to work on Monday because of the game. So instead of all that, let me give you a roadmap so that you don't become one of those statistics, and that you can enjoy this game in good health. What do you say? Let's get started. Number one, start the day with a Super Bowl of your own. Many people think if I'm going to a party or I'm having a big meal later that I'm not going to have breakfast. But you really want to start your day with breakfast for many, many reasons. When you eat breakfast, you rev your engine. When you eat breakfast, you meet your demand for protein. You have needs for protein in a steady stream. You have it at breakfast, you have it at lunch, you have it at dinner. When you have breakfast, you'll meet your protein needs as long as you include protein in your breakfast. So things like hot or cold cereal with milk, or with a yogurt on the side. You could have some eggs. It's Sunday, so enjoy. This is a time where you can make a breakfast like eggs and maybe some toast. It would be delicious, and some fresh fruit. If you have toast and fruit or cereal and fruit, then you're getting two different kinds of fiber. Fiber is your friend, and the protein will help you to stay feeling full and will meet that demand for protein. So make sure that you include nutrient-dense foods, and you don't want to be ravenous by game time, and then you're going to fall prey to these chips. You don't want to, we eat when foods are accessible. So if you're sitting in front of a bowl of chips, for example, or that bowl of guacamole and chips, it's just too easy to dig in. And if you're watching the game and you don't know what you're eating, you're setting yourself up for potential problems. So move the chips so that you're sitting just watching the game, and that you're very aware of what you're eating. Make sure that you have a delicious lunch, maybe a turkey sandwich or a salad with grilled chicken or fruit, and also a protein. You also might want to have a snack with some Baby Bell cheese, the Baby Bell Light. Make sure it says light, the regular and light look identical, or some Laughing Cow cheese. And you want to be the one that also breaks a sweat. So take this time on a Sunday to go for a walk, get some exercise in. You're about to watch some of the most fit and agile athletes who take great pride in their physical fitness. So make sure that you join them by having a workout. Use them as inspiration. I always do. I find that their poise in the face of stress and pressure is incredible. And one of the things I love is whenever I hear athletes will often say that the more prepared they are, the less nervous they are, because I'm thinking, oh, I don't know if I could do that, whether it's in football or baseball or basketball. Could I be the one? I'm not sure. But they say that that the more prepared they are, the less stressed they are. So I'm so glad. We might be up late celebrating. I don't blame you. I hope that we're up late celebrating. I hope it's a win-win for your team. I hope it's a win for our team as well. Always stay hydrated. That it's really important to drink plenty of water. It's important for everyone, not just for professional athletes. You always see that they're squirting the water into the it's really important to stay hydrated for them, but it's also important to stay hydrated for you. So drink plenty of water during the day. We also often confuse hunger and thirst, so make sure you have a glass of water first and then see if you're truly hungry, because drinking the water might minimize the munchies. Just like Belichick or any of these coaches, you need to also have a game plan. Healthy eating is all about having a game plan. Always pre-plan, whether it's the Super Bowl weekend or not. Think about what you're going to have, and make sure you have those right foods on hand. So if you're going to somebody's house, if anybody's going to somebody's house, let me know, because or let me know if you are having or hosting a party. I usually host a party for Super Bowl. I have a field that I went to Home Depot, I have to tell you, and I had measured my dining room table, and I had it cut to a piece of AstroTurf cut to the length of my dining room table. I painted a field, and you have everything you can do to not jump on that dining room table and run it in for a touchdown. It is such a fun time to get together with people, and you'll be watching the game from home. Great. So make sure that you have good food on hand. I believe in being best in class. No matter what you're doing, no matter where you are, always serve best in class. And for me, for food, that includes foods that are heart healthy, and also delicious and easy for cleanup, because it is a Sunday night. So let me show you some of the things that I do. I love to have a vegetable platter. It's great fiber. You want to eat the rainbow. You could make the Faye dip like I've shown you in previous videos. Also, salsa is a great choice. It's only 10 calories for about a third of a cup. And you could do the nacho chips and salsa like I just showed you at the beginning of this video, and it would be a delicious way to start the game celebration with friends. I don't like to go too heavy on appetizers because I have a meal that I tend to serve during halftime. Let me know if that's how you work. Hummus would be another great trick. Trick plays, something that everyone loves, and making it healthy without them noticing is terrific. For those of you from Mass General who might be watching this, I've served to you a potato bar in which I made a Faye topper. Nobody would know that that was with Faye 0% Greek yogurt. Many would think I made that with sour cream. So this is a way for you to include heart-healthy foods, not substitute or sacrifice taste in any way, but you don't have to clog your arteries or compromise your waistline. So having Faye 0% in place of yogurt is a great trick play. It's a great substitute. Using Baby Bell light cheese is another one. You could take this same whole wheat pocket, or you could take whole wheat bread or sourdough bread. You could take some sourdough bread and cut it into thin slices on the diagonal. Toast it, put it in your oven at 350 for about 5 minutes. When it comes out, I've showed you this before, I believe on the 4th of July video, so you could check that. Take a garlic clove and cut it in half and scrape that garlic over your sourdough or your any of the breads that you're using, and it will flavor that bread. Then you could take the Baby Bell cheese and slice it, because it's a thick round wax. Slice it thin, put it on top of the bread, put it back in the oven. That cheese will melt over the bread. You could top it with salsa. Oh my gosh, would that be delicious? Tell me what you think. I think that would be yummy. So these are wonderful trick plays because you're substituting low-fat cheeses and low-fat and fat-free yogurt in place of higher-fat items that would clog your arteries. Always anticipate the opponent. In general, you know what to expect. You have an idea of what will be served at your viewing of the game. There's going to be chips, there's going to be dip, there might be pizza, wings, maybe meatballs. Let me know what you have, and make sure that you bring something to your celebration so that you can be prepared at game day, and you can have something that's really appropriate. Make sure you scan the playing field. Before you make a move and before you load your plate, scan it. Decide what do you have to have, what do you not, and make sure that you've pre-planned so that you have that roadmap, you have that game plan, and you know exactly how much of whatever it is that you're going to have. Know your personality. Maybe it's one trip to the buffet, one trip only, or maybe you're going to take little bits and just pace yourself. But know how much you're eating. You might also want to track your intake if you have your phone with you, just to keep a running total of what it is exactly that you're eating, because it's easy to get caught up in the game and not be mindful or paying attention. Visualize success. It's important to practice visualization. After scanning your playing field, imagining a healthful plate in your head, make it a reality. Make sure that you fill your plate half with vegetables, some protein, and then decide what your high fiber or whole grain starch is going to be. So whether that's tortilla chips or popcorn or whatever it is, you decide, but try to arrange your plate in this way, because as you look to the video on how to eat more for less, you'll see that by rearranging your plate, you can actually save hundreds of calories. You still can have everything you want, but by just rearranging your plate, it will have a great impact on your caloric intake and therefore on your weight, because it's a calorie game at the end of the day. Visualize you going to your celebration, to your game day viewing, whether it's at home or at somebody else's house, seeing you taking exactly what you thought you would take, leaving feeling fabulous, and then even better the next day, not having to call in sick. How awesome is that? Use your timeout. Take commercials, timeout, take breaks to regroup. What have you eaten? Are you feeling comfortable? Are you really hungry? Are you sitting in the right place? Should you get up and move? It sounds like a silly question, but watching the game can really lead to mindlessness. So anytime you can put in stops, it will help you to take that breath and have that pause to reassess what you've done and where you're going. Use the natural structure of a football game to include the pauses so that you can also take a timeout and set your pace and take this time to reassess and to have some self-reflection, as you want to also be present in the minute, in the moment. Take calculated risks. It's the Super Bowl. Of course, you might eat something that you don't normally do on a regular basis, and that's totally fine. As long as you're mindful, you know what it is that you're eating, and as long as that you enjoy it. You always want to be proactive by not going overboard on what it is that you're eating. Just do so in a measurable way. Eat slowly. It takes 20 minutes for your brain to get you the message that you're full. 20 minutes is a long time. If I said to you, I'm so glad you guys are joining me on my live stream, but if you don't mind, I'm going to just go take a break. I'll be back. I got to go down the street to go get something. Just sit tight. I'll be back in 20 minutes. You'd say, I'm out of here. You would click out, and you would be right to do so. 20 minutes is a long time to eat. If you've ever eaten anything and you know you ate because the food in front of you is no longer there, but you don't feel any different than you did the 3 seconds before you ate it, it's because the message that's going to let you know that you're full isn't coming for another 20 minutes, and 20 minutes is a long time to wait. So make sure you use the natural structure of the game and the pauses, the timeout, the commercials to ask yourself, am I really hungry? Or am I just nervous? Am I fidgety? Am I hold on to a glass of water? Look how fun these are. Make sure that you blow the whistle on you and that you drink water from a fun thing. These are the cutest. So make sure that you're mindful. Enjoying a healthy menu option will be absolutely delicious. You could make chicken sandwiches, take boneless chicken breasts, you could marinate them in a little olive oil and garlic and lemon and oregano. How does that sound? Bake them off and put them on some whole wheat buns. Yum. I always serve lobster rolls. I do best in class. I serve boneless turkey breasts, and I serve a tenderloin for my group so that they can have choices. Let me know if that sounds good. Awesome. So glad to see you too, Boo. So good. I know exactly who you are, and I'm so thrilled. I love it when my Mass General group comes and joins me. Salsa, you can also make your own with tomatoes, onions, peppers, chilies, garlic, red wine vinegar, and olive oil, and you can make your own fresh salsa. It would be delicious. I love to make my own pita chips. I love to make a turkey breast. If anybody needs help in how to do that, let me know, and I can do that. And also, you can make delicious chocolate dipped strawberries. If you take a strawberry, you dip it in some dark chocolate. You can then use some white marker pen that's edible to make footballs. How fun is that? A platter of fresh fruit and some chocolate dipped strawberries that look like footballs would be a phenomenal way to end your Super Bowl celebration. I want you to enjoy healthy foods. Have a wonderful celebration. This is such an exciting time. You also could do a platter of kebabs. The options for your menu are endless. They all can be delicious, can be treats for your guests and for you, and yet they don't have to sabotage anybody's goal. If anybody has any more questions, let me know. Otherwise, I want to make sure that you enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday, that it doesn't sabotage you on Monday. Keep in mind that those whose team lost definitely eat 16% more saturated fat than those whose team did not. They actually ate 9% less saturated fat. So you be a winner on and off the field, no matter what. Take the great lessons from these team sports, that it is a team, everybody does their job, but it is a team. They win and they lose as a team, and they give it their best. They prep, they are poised, they are mindful, they are only present in the moment, and they don't worry about what happened. They can't anticipate the future. They have to do their best in that moment. So it's all about being resilient. It's all about being mindful. Oh, my pleasure. I'm so glad you joined me. Thank you, Louise. This is so great to have you join me on my live stream. If there are future topics, please let me know. I'm happy to cover them. Also, if you could please hit the subscribe button. That would allow me to continue to provide you with nutrition information. And if you hit the notifications button, that will allow you to get notifications when new videos come up. I do live streams every other Tuesday, so I will look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks on Tuesday in February at 7 o'clock at night. Thank you, everybody. It is so glad. Hi, Sue. So good to see you. I am so glad you guys are here with me on the live stream. You have no idea. I hope this has been informative for you and given you some good ideas for your party. Let me know if you're hosting or you're going. Are you guys football fans? Or many people go to these parties or these groupings just because for the social versus the game. So I happen to be a huge, huge football fan. My son is a sports broadcaster, so we do sports. Let me know if that's the case for you. And Sue, thank you so much. I'm so glad. Great show, she writes. And I'm so glad that you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for letting me know and for joining me on this live stream. Absolutely go Pats. Go Pats, everybody. Have a great night, and I will look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. Take care. Thank you for joining me, Dishing with the Dietitian.